Good morning, everybody, and welcome. I'm really glad you're here today. It's a beautiful day here in Northern Illinois, and I hope to make the best of it. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body-mind expert and a Shiatsu massage therapist, and I help women get stronger mentally, emotionally, and physically in a way that's designed to take back their power in narcissistic or toxic relationships. So today's topic is about what to do when you are emotionally hijacked by a narcissist. So I know in my life, hey Lillian, in my life, and Janae's here too, how nice, my sister. So in my life, one of the biggest challenges that I've always had in relationships with narcissists are actually not their behavior. Their behavior, for the most part, has never been the problem. What's always been the problem has been how their behavior has made me feel. Hey, Jody. So whether it's been, manipulative behavior or silent treatment. Hey, Kimberly. Maybe it's been rage or a complete lack of stability in their mood or attitude. Maybe it's been blaming or shame. Hey, Valerie. All of those things. I'm sure you're pretty familiar with the tactics and tools of someone who's toxic or behaving in a very narcissistic way. Hey, Sky, nice to see you. So the one thing that we actually have control over or most influence over is how we feel. And that's the paradigm shift that most of us need to make. Because when a narcissist attacks us or is manipulating us in some way or demanding things from us, our body naturally goes into a place of fight or flight. And when we're in that fight or flight, it's actually a different part of our brain. We're no longer in our rational, level-headed part of our brain. Instead, our body is pumping tons of chemicals all through it in order to give us the power to lift cars or run away from angry lions or, whatever it may be. Adrenaline and a whole cocktail of things that are designed to protect us from something that's very dangerous. Now, if you make the connection, when all those chemicals are released into your body, they make you feel a certain way. And for me, it was always the feeling that came from being in fight or flight. Hey, Deb, nice to see you. The feeling that came from being in fight or flight, which might be stomach upset or back pain or shoulder tension or a headache. All of those things when we're trying to protect ourselves are a natural consequence of feeling attacked, of feeling like we're in danger. We're going to have all sorts of very difficult symptoms, especially if you take those feelings and suppress them as much as possible so that you don't make things worse. Hey, Lugetta, nice to see you. So when you're emotionally hijacked by somebody, the first thing you need to recognize is that you need to get back out of your fight or flight brain and back into your rational frontal lobe. And you can do that in a wide variety of ways. There are thousands of ways to break the pain cycle of fight or flight, because it's not so much what somebody's saying to you or doing to you. Have you ever noticed, let's say when you are in love, when you're in love and you look out at the world, suddenly all these things don't really bother you. Hey, Stephanie. Suddenly, people can be in a bad mood and it's okay. It bounces off of you. Or the energy's weird and you go, oh, the energy's weird. I think I'll turn left instead of right. When we have those positive beta endorphins rushing through our body, it's like armor for us. It's like a bubble wrap that we can look at the world through that set of love glasses, let's say. But when we're in the fight or flight phase, when we've got all of those chemicals rushing through our body, suddenly we're stiff and we can't move, or we're doubled over in pain, or you might go back into patterns which make you feel worse. Let's say food that makes your inflammation worse, or for my problem is not eating. And then when I don't eat, that ends up with being run down and stomach issues. So if you've got a toxic person or a narcissistic person in your life somewhere, and they are messing with you and they are hijacking your emotions, sometimes just for their own joy and happiness to make themselves feel better, trying to change the situation or trying to change them is just going to keep you stuck in that pattern. The only thing that you can do are your tools, the things that you love to do that bring you back into balance. You have to realize you don't want to feel that way, that you don't want to be in that pain, and then you get up and you do the things that will reverse that pain. Now, it could be legal or illegal. You know, cannabis has become a big deal in a lot of states, and it's used for many people for managing anxiety. But if it's still illegal for you, then CBD oil works really well too. Then there's all the natural remedies, you know, water and a million different herbs, from chamomile to hemp to neurotransmitters like GABA, to exercise, to connecting with people that you love, to deep breathing exercises. There's millions of things on how to bring your body out of fight or flight. My favorite is, of course, giving or receiving body or energy work, because that's one of my favorite ways to break the pattern. If you focus on your felt sense, if you focus on how you feel and not on what you're thinking, realize that what you're thinking is just a side effect of how you feel. If you focus on how you feel, you will feel better. It will build up your armor. It will give you more resilience. And then the insanity and the cruelty and the unkindness and the manipulation of other people does not affect you. It affects you, but you know what I mean? You're able to still manage. You're able to still navigate and make good choices. You're able to look past it and not end up in a completely paralyzed state or reactionary state, which just makes you continue to feel worse. So the one thing you can do when you are emotionally hijacked by a narcissist or a toxic person is to do everything possible to nurture yourself. Take the day off, take the afternoon off, go for a drive, go for a walk, call up a friend, go to your kickboxing class, do your deep breathing, put your feet barefoot on the earth, whatever you do that's nurturing. Because when we're in a narcissistic situation, it's very easy to put self-care last, because we're in such an overstimulated place. It's very, very easy to do that. So instead, I want you to do the opposite. When you're feeling overwhelmed and when you're feeling exhausted, do all the things that you like, from your chamomile tea to your vitamin D, that will keep you in a good place. That way, when all of that toxic energy comes your way and it's running you around and making you eat too much and cry and scream and run away and shut down and sleep, that's when you're feeling that way, do the things that nourish you, okay? So here's your homework assignment for today. And it is, today I want you to do one or two things. Focus on and notice one or two things that you always do that make you feel better. Maybe it's journaling, maybe it's playing music. Doesn't matter what it is. But I want you to take time out today. In fact, if you could schedule something every day, put it on your calendar of that nourishing self-care time. It's a preventative, proactive thing that you can do that will keep you more resilient when you've got toxicity coming your way. Because how you feel is what you can control. You can't control them, you can't control the situation, and a lot of times you can't even make them stop, because they'll follow you and they'll find you and they'll infiltrate your thoughts and they'll come at you from different directions. So all you can really do is focus on what makes you feel good, what makes you feel nourished and nurtured and brings you back into that grounded, level place, stable place. Because then you're out of your fight or flight and you're into your rational mind, your body feels better, and you're better able to be the woman or man or human being that you're meant to be, okay? So last night we had our Narcissism Expert Series. It was shortened because we had technical difficulties, but there's still some good stuff. Hey, Susan and Wilfreda. But Jane and I are going to schedule a time later this week after we figure out these difficulties, and she'll be able to bring her astrology and flower essences and all those wonderful, great topics, and you can connect with her on that. I'll let you know. But tomorrow night, I'll be hanging out with my sister online, doing a live stream, 7:30 p.m. right here, Central Standard Time, and she is into brain gym and body-mind integration and all of those wonderful ways that we quit feeling conflicted inside of ourselves, as if our brain is fighting our body, as if our heart is fighting our thoughts. It brings things together, it integrates them so that we are no longer fighting ourselves as much as we've been. And when you're in alignment, you're stronger. It's like, those that little parable about when you put sticks together in a bundle, you can't break them. When you take all of those different parts and pieces of you and you bring them into alignment, that's where you get your strength and your resiliency and your wisdom. And that's what actually keeps you out of the fight or flight place in the first place. So then when you end up with toxic people, you're able to breathe, stay present, do what you need to do, and not be emotionally hijacked by them. Okay? So cool. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm hoping mine will turn out all right. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.